10 castles in Pennsylvania that will make you feel like royalty. Welcome to our enchanting journey through Pennsylvania's regal past. Join us as we explore 10 breathtaking castles that stand as timeless symbols of grandeur and nobility. 1. Fonthill Castle, Doylestown. Fonthill Castle is a huge building made of concrete. It was built by a man named Henry Chapman Mercer, who was really interested in archaeology. The castle has 44 rooms, which is a lot. Inside, there are also 18 fireplaces to keep the place warm and cozy. And get this, there are over 200 windows. That's a ton of windows for a building. Mercer designed the castle himself, and it's really impressive. People visit it to see its unique architecture and learn about its history. It's like stepping back in time when you walk through its halls. Imagine exploring all those rooms and looking out from all those windows. 2. Glencairn Museum, Bryn Athyn. Hey. Glencairn is a special place that used to belong to the Pitcairn family. They lived there once upon a time. But now, it's not just a home, it's a museum. Inside, you can see all sorts of religious things from different places around the world. The building itself is designed in a style called Romanesque. That means it looks like buildings from ancient Rome, with big arches and sturdy walls. It's really impressive to see. People come from far and wide to visit the museum and learn about different cultures and religions. Imagine walking through the halls of Glencairn and seeing artifacts from places like Egypt, China, and Europe. It's like taking a journey through time and space. Each item tells a story about people's beliefs and traditions. 3. Buhl Mansion, Sharon. This fancy castle was built a long time ago, back in the early 1900s. Nowadays, it's not just a castle, it's also a place where you can stay overnight and have breakfast. People who visit can feel like kings and queens because the accommodations are super fancy and luxurious. You can sleep in a big, comfy bed and wake up to a delicious breakfast fit for royalty. Imagine walking through the grand halls of the castle and feeling like you're in a fairy tale. It's like stepping back in time to a world of knights and princesses. The castle is a popular destination for tourists who want to experience a bit of luxury and history. It's a unique way to spend a vacation and create memories that will last a lifetime. 4. Nemacolin Castle, Brownsville. Nemacolin Castle is really old, from way back in the 1800s. It's a great example of a style of building called Victorian architecture, which was popular during that time. If you visit the castle, you can take a tour led by a guide who will tell you all about its interesting past. You'll learn about the people who lived there and the things they did. Walking through the castle, you'll see all the intricate details of Victorian design, like fancy decorations and beautiful furniture. It's like stepping into a different time. People come from all over to visit Nemacolin Castle and learn about its history. It's a special place that holds a lot of stories from the past. 5. Graeme Park, Horsham. Graeme Park started off as a vacation house a long time ago, way back in the 1700s. It looks like a fancy house you might find in Scotland, with its grand appearance and beautiful gardens. Nowadays, Graeme Park isn't just a private home anymore. It's a place where anyone can come and take a tour to learn about its history. When you visit Graeme Park, you'll get to walk through the rooms where people lived and see how they used to decorate their homes back then. There are guides who will tell you all sorts of interesting stories about the people who lived in Graeme Park and what life was like for them. It's a popular spot for families and history buffs who want to learn more about the past. Plus, the gardens are really pretty to walk around in. 6. Mercer Museum, Doylestown. The Mercer Museum is another place made by Henry Chapman Mercer, but it's not like a regular castle. It's made of concrete, but it looks a lot like a castle with its cool design. Inside, the Mercer Museum is filled with lots of old stuff from early America. You can see things like tools, furniture, and all sorts of items that people used a long time ago. It's like taking a trip back in time to see how people lived and worked in the past. The museum has a huge collection, so there's always something new to discover. Visitors can wander through the museum and learn about different aspects of American history. It's a fun and educational experience for people of all ages. 7. Grey Towers Castle, Glenside. Grey Towers Castle is a beautiful building that belongs to Arcadia University. It's really special because it looks like a castle from a fairy tale. If you look closely, you'll see it has towers and even some statues called gargoyles. The walls are made of stone and have lots of fancy details carved into them. People love to have events and weddings at Grey Towers Castle because it's so pretty. Can you imagine getting married in a place that looks like a castle? The castle's surroundings make it a perfect backdrop for photos too. It's like stepping into a magical storybook when you visit. 8. Pennsylvania Castle, Waynesburg. Pennsylvania Castle was built a long time ago, back in the 1800s. It's really impressive because of its amazing architecture. The castle is so special that it's officially recognized by the government. It's listed on something called the National Register of Historic Places. People love to visit Pennsylvania Castle because it's like stepping back in time. You can imagine what life was like in the past when you explore its halls and rooms. 9. Fisher Castle, Caen. Fisher Castle is someone's home, not open to everyone all the time. It's really fancy and looks like something you'd find in France during a special time called the Renaissance. Sometimes, the people who live there let others come inside and look around. That's when it's open to the public for tours. When you visit Fisher Castle, you'll see how grand and elegant it is. The architecture is so detailed and beautiful. 10. Boldt Castle, Hart Island. Boldt Castle is in New York, but you can reach it from Pennsylvania if you go through the Thousand Islands area. It's a huge castle, and it was made by a man named George C. Boldt. He built it to show how much he loved his wife, Louise. Boldt Castle is like something out of a fairy tale. It's really grand and impressive, with lots of towers and fancy decorations. People love to visit Boldt Castle because it's so romantic and beautiful. You can imagine the love story behind it as you explore its halls and gardens. Pennsylvania's array of enchanting castles beckons visitors to step into a world of regal allure and historical intrigue. Each castle, with its imposing architecture and intricate details, serves as a gateway to bygone eras, offering glimpses into the lives of nobility and aristocracy. From grand ballrooms to fortified towers, these majestic structures evoke a sense of wonder and fascination, captivating guests of all ages. Exploring Pennsylvania's castles is not merely a journey through history. It's an immersive experience that ignites the imagination and transports visitors to a realm where fairy tales come to life, leaving indelible memories of royal splendor. As our royal expedition through Pennsylvania's castles comes to a close, we hope you've been captivated by the allure of these magnificent structures. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave your comments below to share your thoughts and continue exploring with us.